What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review for Growing Up Hip Hop Season 5, Episode 20. Um, so listen, this ain't going to take long because I don't know what else is left to say. Like, this episode was really just a continuation of the last 3 episodes. We have the 2 different storylines. We have the Egypt Peppa, Tretch, Brianna situation, was really Brianna ain't in it. It's really dealing more with Egypt and her family and how they're reacting or responding to the situation. And then we have the whole Romeo versus the cast situation. So listen, this is all I have to say about that. Like, in this scene, nobody was coming, and they were really looking at Eric like, I'm real disappointed that nobody else is here. What did you expect Eric to do? All Eric can do is relay the message, which he did. The message was not well received, and everybody was like, if Romeo wants somebody to come, then Romeo can call me and show up himself. He was like, even Bow Wow didn't show up. Now, I will say this. 2 things. Somebody put something in my message. Now, I ain't appreciate your sarcasm that you added to it, talking about some of the duh. You don't have to add that to the end. But your point was valid when you said that he is the producer. So when they said that production reach out to them, then I guess technically Romeo is production. But you know that ain't what the fuck they said in this episode. You know that ain't what they said. You playing games because you team Romeo, and that's cool. But even if I go along with that, okay, Romeo is production and he sent out the email. At the end of the day, they still said they never got an email from Romeo. So even if Romeo, it still doesn't make what Romeo said an accurate depiction of what went down. Next, Romeo did give some insight. He said that when they were trying to turn the storyline and make it like a 3-way type situation between him, Bow Wow, and Angela, he wasn't really with it. He didn't like the fact that they were trying to pit the 2 of them against each other. They were cool. They've known each other for years. He said he really looked up to Bow Wow. Bow Wow was like, like an idol to him growing up. He wanted to be like Bow Wow. So he really wasn't comfortable with that part of the storyline. Okay, so here's my thing. I get that, and I'm okay with that, and I hear you. The way you're handling it is everybody's problem. Nobody has an issue with the fact that you have an issue with production and the way things are being portrayed. Everybody has a problem with the way you are choosing to handle your issue. Now everybody has a problem with the fact that your father is involved in it. And what y'all did to Bow Wow was, Boogie was really disrespectful and really kind of fucked up. That whole thing y'all did with him when y'all kept trying to talk over him and cut him off, and then when he was trying to say what he had to say, now it's y'all trying to play him. Well, I ain't your father. I don't know how you talk to your family, but you can't talk to us like that. Like, really? Then Romeo gonna say, oh, well, does your father pick up the phone when your sisters call? Really, bro? What they got to do with this? When I said, when Boogie said, when I call you, you don't pick up the phone, and then Romeo gonna say, but we ain't friends. So that means that you still can't pick up the phone when somebody call you that you work with? Because again, if we're just co-workers, you gave me your number. I have your phone number. Now, all my co-workers don't have my phone number. Now, if a co-worker who I never gave my phone number to call me, that might be a conversation. But you clearly gave this man your phone number. Y'all clearly had at some point communicated outside. But I get it. I think that Boogie understands that y'all ain't friends. I don't think that's anybody's issue. I think everybody understands that y'all not friends. But I do think there's a level of respect that they feel like they're not getting from you. Now, as far as Angela is concerned, and you can sit here and act like you and Angela this and you and Angela that, but that's been y'all storyline since the show started, and you participated full on into that storyline. If there was a problem, it should have been handled better. That's it. And y'all still mad about ICDC? Really? I really can't believe that y'all really making such a big deal about that. It was a fucking joke. It wasn't that serious of a joke. It wasn't that deep a joke. It was just a fucking joke. I just can't. They end up leaving. Bow Wow does eventually show up, and Bow Wow is lost because he's like, I'm like, what's going on? You know, Romeo tells everybody he quitting the show, and of course they like, all right then. Then Boogie ends up getting into it with Romeo's, end up getting into Romeo's cousin, and he threatens Boogie, talking about something. Well, when we got a problem with people, we handle it with we put our gloves on and we handle it like that. And I'm like, what? Where's all this even fucking coming from? Like, it's just so simple and so stupid. And again, it's not what it is, it's the way you're handling it. And if you got a problem with the way people are coming at you, the way people are coming into your social media, your DMs or whatever, again, it's not because you've decided you don't want to be with the show. It's not because you've decided you don't want to go along with that storyline. It's because of the way in which it went down. That's it. That's all. I'm done. Now the other side of the story, we dealing with Egypt, and again, Egypt has a conversation with TT, and again, everybody is saying the same thing over and over again. Egypt and Tyron are trying to get Egypt, TT and Tyron are trying to get Egypt to understand what the problem is and why, you know, the fight was handled incorrectly, and how Sam is egging everything on and he's the instigator, and Egypt is like, no, he's not. He's great. I wish everybody would learn to love him the way I love him. Then they reach out to Tretch, and then Tretch calls, and Tretch wants to meet with Egypt, and Egypt is like, I find it real coincidental that Tretch wants to meet with me all of a sudden now. And so they build up this whole meeting between Tretch and Egypt that, of course, y'all know how WeTV does. We never get to the fucking meeting. Last thing we see is Egypt walking down the street, walking into the restaurant. Now, she had this cute little one-piece, little bodysuit, little moschino. It was cute. It was real cute. She definitely has the body for that. Everybody couldn't have wore that outfit. She could, and it looked nice on her. And Tretch was, you know, talking to Tyron, and Tretch was like, well, you know, first of all, where was Sam? Like, I would feel like Sam would be protecting her in a situation like that instead of egging the situation on, which is what, of course, got back to Tretch, which is, of course, what was going on. So, listen. That's just all I got for this. I'm over it. I'm done. I feel like I've said all I can say. Lil Romeo quit the show. I really feel like that's it. I feel like that's the only storyline we have right now. We're not talking about anybody else or what anybody else has going on. And so, I got nothing. Now, they did talk to Angela. I will say this. They did sort of have a conversation with Angela. And Angela was like, basically, this was my show, my idea. I brought Romeo on board. So, if he don't want to be a part of it no more, okay. Wish you well, bruh. The only other thing we did see, though, is that TT's boyfriend is going to propose to her. I'm happy for them. Yep. I couldn't even make 10 minutes out of this. All right, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.